Hey everybody, it's Amanda. I am here today to show you guys how I'm going to make teriyaki steak at home with some Chang's veggie spring rolls. And we're going to use this beef chuck tender roast. It was $13.63 and it was 2.04 pounds. I got this from Winco Foods. I buy all my meat from Winco because it's cheap. I wouldn't say this is the best price per pound because it was $6.68 a pound, but we don't dine out because my husband is gluten-free, and honestly, we have found it to be very hard to find restaurants that serve completely gluten-free items. There is a couple of food trucks that we would like to try, but unfortunately, during the circumstance of our car accident, we have not been able to go on any date nights or anything like that. So, we have our beef roast, we have some onions that I cut up, we have the rest of the garlic that I got from Winco, and it was $4.99 for the big jar, but I haven't bought it in a while because I didn't need it, and this is the last of it. I also have some bulk pepper, and then I'm going to use this garlic sea salt. This is actually really good, you guys. I got this from the Dollar Tree. And then we're going to use gluten-free tamari. It is soy sauce. And then we are going to also use the Kikkoman original teriyaki marinade and sauce. There isn't a whole lot left in here, really. I think it's going to be just enough to flavor the meat. I'm not putting any veggies or anything into the crock pot because I want this to be ready to go by the time I get off of work. So I'm going to start my meat, add the onions, the garlic, the sauces, the salt, the pepper, and then really, if you're using a crock pot, you should be able to just leave it, come back, make your sides, and then your meat is done. So that's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna start this roast. It is frozen, as you can hear. It's frozen. It's not gonna make a difference. It's gonna cook on low for however long. It's not currently plugged in at the moment, but I'm gonna go ahead and dump the ingredients in here and show you guys how easy this is. And I will also show you the sides as well. All right, so the roast is in here, and actually, if you can tell, it doesn't really have that much fat on it, which is great. That's what I like. I'm gonna go ahead and dump that in there, like so. And then I'm going to add some salt, which I need 2 hands for, and the pepper, and then I will be back with the liquids. Alrighty, you guys, so the seasonings have been added. You don't really need a whole lot of salt for this because we're already going to add some salty marinades into this. So we're gonna first, oop, that was loud. We're gonna first add the tamari. Now, some other soy sauces are gluten-free, but I just wanted to be safe rather than sorry. And then I'm going to add in the teriyaki, which I need both hands to get the lid off so I could hold the bottle, you know. All right, so now we're gonna add the teriyaki sauce into this. And I'm gonna be generous with this because it's not as strong as the regular one. The gluten-free one is a little different. So I'm just gonna be generous with it. You're also gonna wanna probably save a little bit at the bottom for your rice because I'm gonna make some, I guess, my version of fried rice. We're gonna do white rice with a little bit of egg, and we're gonna add some mixed veggies in there, fry it up. So we'll need a little bit of this. So save a little bit for your rice. And then I'm gonna add some water into this and I'll be back. Alrighty, so I have about 1.5 cups of water. We're gonna add that. It is warm. And then all you have to do is put the lovely lid on, and then we are going to turn this on low and cook it while we're not home. And then I will come back and do the sides, including the spring rolls. My husband can't have the spring rolls, but the spring rolls are for me. So I will be back when this is ready and we're ready to do the sides. All right, you guys, so how you know your beef is done is, number one, you got all these beautiful juices. Everything is caramelized in here. Technically, you can reutilize the sauce in here to put it on your rice with veggies and all the things. We'll make the rice here in a minute. How I know it's done is I lightly press down on the meat and it falls apart. Now, I know that there's a lot of people who are on a limited income on this channel that watch the channel, including myself, of course. And I try to make every single meal stretch. So technically, I think that I could probably get a good 4 meals out of this. So that would be 1 meal for myself, 1 meal for my husband. My kids don't necessarily like teriyaki all that much, especially my oldest kid. He is not a fan of a lot of sauces. He's a pretty plain Jane kid. He likes just regular cheese pizza, nothing on it. So I'm just breaking this meat up to get this all broken up, get the juices in there, mix it around a little bit. You're going to let it sit for a little bit longer, except for instead of it being on low, you're going to put it on warm because it doesn't need to really cook anymore. It's super tender, juicy. You can tell just by the way that it looks that it's ready to go. So we want to definitely put that on top of some homemade Amanda style fried rice. It's super easy. I do not have a rice cooker, so I'm trying my best to do what I can with what I got. So let's get to the making of the homemade fried rice. I'm also going to get the little tiny air fryer I have that's kind of on its last legs out to do the spring rolls, but I'll see you guys at the stove with some beef chunks stuck to it. All right, guys, see you in the next clip. Alrighty, you guys, so this is the rice we're going to use. This is from the food bank. It is gluten-free. If you did not know, rice is gluten-free. It is. We did have some brown rice, but we're going to just stick with the white rice. I'm going to add a cup and a half, just about, of rice into here. I'm going to wash it to make sure that it's clean, and then we are going to add 3.5 cups of water to this little saucepan with the rice, and then we'll cover it with a piece of tin foil, leaving a little space for steam to come out, and then we're going to put it on number 4. Let it boil. When it's done boiling, we will put it on a 1, well, a 2 or a 1, depending, and then it will sit and cook itself. So that's how I make rice without a crock pot, and you'll see it in just a moment. All right, so this has been put through a colander with the ability to sift through it. When you get rice, same with beans, you want to make sure that you are sifting through the rice. I have my aluminum foil here. I didn't quite put 3 cups of water in here because I didn't think it'll take it. I will probably have to add a little bit more water. If your rice is still crunchy during this process, just add a little bit more water. Don't put your temperature up higher because you still want it to steam cook. That's the best way to do this. So I'm going to add the aluminum foil and I'll show you how I do it. All right, you guys, with our great value aluminum foil, I went ahead and put it on there how I usually would. It has a little flap, so that way I can pull this part up, flap it over, and cover it until we're ready to use it. However, we're going to be putting this into a fry pan with some veggies and things, and I did go ahead and put it on 4. Give it time. patience. When you don't have a rice cooker, I don't know why I called it a crock pot. When you don't have a rice cooker, you got to be patient with your rice because you don't want it to burn to the bottom of your pan. You just want it to easily come out of the pan. You don't want to have a problem. So I will be back when the rice is done, and we'll add our veggies and things into a fry pan, and we'll make our fried rice. Alrighty friends, while we wait for this rice to finish, it's gonna boil here in a second. I'm gonna get out my mixed veggies. These were like 98 cents at Walmart. I'm gonna get my cooking spray, which I already did, and I sprayed the inside of the pan. I have it going on, and it's gonna start steaming up here in a minute. And then I have my eggs. These two are broken. I'm going to just toss these as we are speaking. I don't know how these got broken, but they did. These are just medium eggs. The medium eggs are they're cheaper than buying the large eggs. I know every recipe calls for large eggs. I've been using medium and I haven't seen a difference. So I'm gonna scramble up some eggs to go into my fried rice along with the veggies. So that's what I'm gonna be doing. All right, you guys, so we have 3 eggs. That's all I need for this recipe, and I'm gonna scramble them on up here in a second. All right, you guys, so this is cooking. By the way, everything is gonna be mixed together. This is not quite boiling yet, so I might turn the heat up on that. But we're just gonna add that in there. This is just little extra pieces of egg that we're gonna put in our mixture. And then I'm gonna pause what I'm doing at the moment, and I'm gonna add this on top so that way it's ready. This is a super easy way to make a quick dinner. And mind you, the meat in here has been cooking all day. And I don't live in a perfect kitchen situation. This is a tiny kitchen. I don't have a lot of space in here. So please excuse any sort of mess. I'm a real person in real life doing this. So I don't have a fancy kitchen. We live in a 1966 single wide, and this baby is definitely used. So once the veggies are done, I'm gonna pull the skillet off of the element, turn the element off, and wait for our rice. All right, our rice is done. I'm gonna turn off the element. I'm gonna put the rice and the egg and veggie mixture together, and we're gonna fry it all together. And then I'm going to plate it up. So you'll see the final result. All right, so I went ahead and I added a capful of this veggie oil just so it doesn't stick to the pan, at least the rice won't. And then we're just gonna fry it up a little bit to make it a little bit brown. It doesn't have to be perfect. If you don't wanna brown it, it's okay. The rice is already cooked. So I'm going to go ahead and finish off this process. I did forget to show you guys the spring rolls. So those are done. I already put them in the air fryer and they're finished. So this is just the last part. This is just to kind of tie it all in together, and then I will plate it up and you'll see it on plates. All right, you guys, I pulled out the fine china for this one. Ooh, look at that fine china. Isn't that beautiful? Yeah, it's paper plates because I don't want to do dishes. So we've got this plate here, which is Jordan's, my husband, and then this is mine. And if you run out of this is the cheapest thing to make out of the whole thing. And we still have plenty of beef left. So if you think that you can't make things at home and make them affordable, remember, you don't have to eat at the Dollar Tree. You don't have to do every meal a Dollar Tree dinner or what have you. I love that channel, by the way. If you haven't gone and checked her out, Dollar Tree dinners, she's amazing. However, this is super cheap. And I'm gonna be able to probably make 3 more plates of this with the meat that we have left over, even if I have to redo this. It's super cheap. This is cheap and good by itself. If you don't want to do meat, that's fine. If you want to use chicken, use chicken. If you want to use pork, use pork. You don't have to use your crock pot. Maybe you want to make crispy chicken and put teriyaki sauce on it after you're done. But as always, you can only do what you can with what you got, because it's all you have to work with. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye, guys. I have to say, I am pretty proud of myself over this. This looks absolutely freaking delicious. I cannot wait until I dip into it. Thanks, guys.